But thank you for waiting. And look, the gate him. Yes, it did indeed. I looked down at the clock and it was 9:06, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was too busy micromanaging my. Oh, I can't even spell. But anyway, this is another very, very special. I forgot the T in earthy. But I'd like to buy a tea. I know, right? What is this, Wordle? Thank you, Nelly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. But this is a very special roast rate. Riv, on his last vacation, bought me a bunch of coffee. The gem that he is. So, Riv, thank you very much. Your friendship means the world to me. And I'm very pumped that you would do such a thing for me. So these beans come fresh from Germany. So excuse my not being able to pronounce any of this stuff. But I'm looking forward to it. The translation from what I saw. Yes, fresh. Yes, very fresh. It's expecting a light, earthy aroma with a medium strength, which I'm very interested because I mean it looks kind of light. I'm interested that a medium roast coffee is going to have an earthy taste, because typically that's set aside for your lighter roast, medium light at worst. So we'll see how medium goes. But your beans, right there. Look at them bad boys. Yeah, you get it, Bug. You get it. Oh, yes. And I saw your redemption, so give me a second. And your coffee, bean consumption, my good sir. Even the bean.
It's a can of poopsies.
Even the bean is earthy. That boy had a lot of flavor. But let's see how we go. I've got 3 more coffees after this one from Riv. And I'm probably gonna mix in Grace's sprinkle coffee too. But without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, it's very smooth. As I spill it all down the front of myself. Earthy indeed, though. But not like a bad earthy. It's, it is for sure very, yeah, smooth. But, I was definitely expecting a little bit more bite on it, but it's very smooth. The aftertaste is kind of blah, just because of the earthiness. But that's really all it's got going for it. And that's why I picked it as well, just because it seemed like the coffee I wouldn't necessarily care the most for. Being a Peruvian bean and everything, they are typically, I believe, most of the beans that I've gotten from Peru through the Bean Man have been rather earthy. So I don't know if that's got to do with the altitude or preparation methods, or the fact that Peruvians are typically light roast or medium light. But it's very interesting. It's not like in your face earthy. It's very behind the scenes, which I also find incredible. I feel like there's a little bit of a berry in there. Maybe like a hint of I can't think of what it's called. I almost want to say like a hint of like cherry or something. Like just very vague on the on the sides of your tongue, right at the end. But the earthy tone is definitely very overpowering. But in general, not bad. It does kind of leave that feeling of more. Hey, Fanny. It does leave the feeling of more. I don't know if you guys have ever had the sense of when you drink something and you feel thirsty, if that makes sense. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a drying out of the mouth kind of feel. But I've experienced that a lot with the with earthy tones. Just it's just something about the way that flavor sits on my tongue. But the flavor itself isn't bad. Like I said, whenever I have earthy tones, it's always something that I worry about, just because it's not in my flavor profile. But this isn't bad. I'm probably gonna end up. I'm probably just gonna give it a 5 because it's nothing crazy out of this world. Earthy tones aren't necessarily my cup of coffee, and it does leave a weird like aftertaste in feeling when I'm done drinking it. But I mean, the whole feeling more thirsty when you're done makes you want to drink more coffee, right? So therefore, win-win. That's, you know, product placement. They're making sure you drink their product, but it's really and if maybe if that hint of, because I feel like it's kind of cherry on the sides of my tongue. It's very faint because how strong the earthiness is. Mother, if you are a fan of earthy coffees, then I would say maybe, if you would like to. I am only planning on working 2 days this week if I can get away with it, which would be fantastic. I do want to stop out and try and see you in Pops at sometime this week. But no, it's not, because I was thinking of if I would like to drink this as much as I would drink like my normal Maxwell House, because for a reminder for any of you that are not familiar with the rating system, I base the 5 mark off of if I would consider it equal to my normal cup of coffee that I would drink every day, and then up and down is based off of it. So I know 5 sounds like it's not great, but I would imagine I would consider it replaceable with my everyday coffee that I would drink. But Riv, thank you. I look forward to those Sumatras though. That Sumatra looks fantastic. I think I'm going to save it for last, just because of how fantastic. Better than dill. Mom, I gave dill a negative infinity. So honestly, put dirt in a cup, I'll drink mud or mud water, and I would consider that better than dill. But again, negative infinity. Yes, it was negative infinity. It was the worst thing I have ever put in my mouth, and I understand the context of that, and I mean every word of it. But Riv, again, I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate all the time you spend with me. It means a lot, and I'm glad we can play what may be one of your all-time favorite games. I don't know if it is or not, but I know you like the hell out of it, and I'm glad that we can experience it together, my friend. But that is your roast rate. Again, 5 cups out of 10. Earthy.